They know that we're not a powerful force to fight them. And that's why it's so important for us to start what I'm saying, right? We need to be unifying and empowering folks all across this state and getting them to understand that once we bring ourselves together as a people, then it don't matter who's Democrat or Republican. They are going to bow down to our agenda. They do it to all the other groups. They do it. Yeah.
Yes.
You think the Jewish community really care who's in power?
Never.
You think the Asian community really cares who's in power? Let's be serious. I ain't never seen Chinatown put up signs in Chicago or go out there and say, "Oh, we're voting for Kamala." They don't come. They don't pay no they don't pay no attention to politics because they know that whoever's in power is going to do what they say. Because when we rise up, y'all know we got money and we got unification. So when we tell y'all that we getting some hate, y'all better pass an anti-Asian hate bill in the next week. Don't take long. And so we got to become that, right? We have to get ourselves together, break away from these plantations, from the Democratic plantation, from these mindsets of control. We got to understand. We got the Emanuel family. Many people don't know. One of the most powerful Jewish families in this country. Rahm Emanuel, who was Chicago's mayor, he is one of the biggest political operatives in the Democratic Party, and he's been for many years. He is the biggest fundraiser for Bill Clinton. He was chief of staff to Obama. He was mayor of Chicago. He's now ambassador to Japan right now under Joe Biden. Right, he is one of the most political, powerhouses under the Democratic Party. Now let's go to his brother, Ari Emanuel. Ari Emanuel owns Hollywood. Ari Emanuel owns the WWE. Ari Emanuel owns all of the creative agencies that Megan Thee Stallion and all of these artists are under. Ari Emanuel owns those agencies. He's worth over $500 million. He's a billionaire probably now. They probably is lowballing him. This is the most powerful family. Then you got the next brother. He's one of the biggest doctors in the medical industry, right? Wow. You have right here in this family. You got one that controls the politics of the Democratic Party, the other who funds the Democratic Party and controls hip hop.
Wow.
Because he owns the artists, right?
Wow.
Are you a dope creative looking to further monetize your content? Well, let me tell you about Peep. Peep is the best new revolutionary platform for creatives by creatives. You can set custom pricing for your content where you can get the full monetization for what you do. On top of that, you can set custom payment dates so you don't have to wait to the 21st of the month like YouTube. You can get paid when you want, how you want. And on top of that, you can meet with fellow creatives that are doing similar things such as you to take what you do to the next level. I'm telling you guys, Peep is what's next. Unlike Patreon, you can customize each piece of your content, every episode, every song, BTS content, photography, videography, and so much more. If you're ready to get started, you can use this QR code right here and also the link in my bio. And every single time that you refer fellow creatives, you can monetize that as well. I'm telling you guys, Peep is what's next. Tap in, and I cannot wait to see you guys over there. Peace.
We got to break away from what they're doing. Why do you think Megan Thee Stallion? Go and look up Megan Thee Stallion agency or and her label. See who owns that. You're gonna trace it back to Ari Emanuel. You have to understand that they are playing this game to play us in every direction. And until we break away from the puppeteers, we're gonna keep being in the same position.
J-Mal, brother, you breaking down some serious science because, man, fun fact, the show Entourage is based off of Ari. A lot of people, they don't even know that. So to your point, he has so much power. Power. Yeah, man, it's insane. What does the new Black agenda look like? Because I think our generation, we've changed our entire mindset. I think it might have been Phil Scott who told me this or somebody else, but they had told me, Caleb, basically our grandparents already got their reparations. Because if you think about it, they went from a time period, especially in the South, Chicago as well. People don't understand how historically racist Chicago is too, that they went from a time period of not being able to drink at the water fountain and not being able to get certain jobs and not being able to do certain things to now they've seen a Black president. So for them, I'm good. I'm good. But for us, we're like, no, we see the play here. So what does our new black agenda look like right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's disgusting when people say that, right? Where we
Yeah.
look through time and the best that you've gotten was you saw um, a non-black American become president.
Symbolism.
I mean, symbolism in
Yep.
somebody that's not even you, somebody that don't
Hmm.
even have your lineage.
Yep.
Okay, it's sickening, and I think
Yep.
that we have to understand that we deserve more,
Yep.
just as every other ethnic group made America make them understand. Go and
Yep.
look at, if you look at Japan and you look at how futuristic Japan is.
Yep.
How you think Japan got that way? It was because of reparations.
Yeah.
You know, we have to understand here that we have never been repaired. And the fact that, we have more freedoms than we used to, that's not reparations. That is the fact. That's because we're human beings
Yeah.
and we
And
should
that's
have the
human
freedom.
rights.
That's human
Yeah.
rights.
Hmm.
And we gotta stop this whole, well, since we ain't enslaved no more and master let us drink at the water fountain, we good now. No, because we were tortured, we were killed. They emasculated us. They buck breaking and I mean, when I say the things that went on to black folks, hung us,
Yeah.
whipped us. Think about what they've done to our ancestors. See, they think that since we are a couple hundred years removed, that first of all, that's not even a long time ago.
At all.
People got to understand this not a long time ago. We ain't 1,000 years removed. This is just, come on. Let's be serious. And it wasn't even fully done at the time that they say. There's many more years after that, and people didn't even know that they were free. So when you understand that, then you turn around and you implement different policies: Jim Crow, mass incarceration, war on drugs. When you drop the drugs off in our community, separating the black family policies from
Yeah.
from the welfare agenda, to Black Wall Street,
Yeah.
Oakwood. Let's look at the history. Even after slavery, you kept your hand on us to make sure that we were still enslaved in a way that didn't seem as blatant, or a way that we couldn't see the chains, but still we felt the chains. You redlined us.
Yeah.
From the banks and the politicians and tax dollars. You get what I'm saying? We can go on down the line of the policies that they continue to perpetrate. Still to this day, we're redlined. I just fought Chase Bank a few years ago.
Yep.
So there needs to be some type of repair. There needs to be an agenda that says we are going to repair the damage that America still to this day is doing. Don't act like it's over. Still to this day, the racial wealth gap is even larger.
Yes.
Still to this
That's
day. That's crazy.
bro.
Still to this day,
It's
the
worse.
home ownership rate, they came and said, we're going to institute FHA. And that was supposed to help black folks. Still to this day, the home ownership rate is the same as it was when FHA was instituted in 68. Stop playing with us. Because y'all know all y'all doing is putting up smoke screens, but y'all not actually moving forward policies that's going to change our lives. We need an agenda to repair us, right? Number one, we need some form of reparations. That must happen. Number two, we need an agenda that says that we need to go after the banks, okay? Because not only do America owes us, the banks owes us too.
Yeah.
Especially since the largest banks in the world collateralized slaves to get the bank.
Come on now.
J.P. Morgan was a slave on J.P. Morgan. Chase, people don't understand that. Y'all got Chase accounts. Understand this. He collateralized black slaves to get the money to open the bank. Do the research. Go and Google this. And you know what they said when they came out years later? They was like, J.P. Morgan owned slaves and they owe us. J.P. Morgan came out and said, yes, we did collateralize slaves. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a $500,000 pot together for scholarships for black people. This is the disrespect. Go and Google this. This is the disrespect. They came out and said, yeah, we own slaves. But we're going to give y'all $500,000 for scholarships. Get out of our face. So these banks institutions, now JP Morgan Chase market capital is almost $3 trillion. Trillion with a T. So all of these banking institutions that collateralize slaves, that redlined us since they have been instituted. Please understand this. You got all of these colleges like Howard and all these colleges had slaves that did all of the work to build that institution. Hell, we built the White House.
Yes, sir.
We have to understand what we've been through. We have to understand that there must be an agenda to repair us. There must be an agenda to fight after these banking institutions that continue to redline us to this day. There must be an agenda to make sure that we can grow and thrive and bridge this racial wealth gap. Number one, let me tell you something. If there's an agenda that'll bridge the racial wealth gap, whether it's reparations, whether it's bank and finance, we can go on down the line on what that can look like. And they said, listen, y'all can go be rich and separate from the rest of us. I wouldn't give a damn. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No, I feel
Prepare us. Let us be able to have our own economic freedom. Give us the land that you owe us. Give us back. You get what I'm saying? You promised us 40 acres and a mule. We still ain't got that 40 acres and a mule. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And so I went all over the circle, but you understand.
No, you did it, bro. Hey, you cooking, man.
The agenda must be economic.
For sure.
I don't miss me with the, we'll just pass something for against police reform. Miss me with that.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm the activist that led the movement. So for all the police reform measures in the city of Chicago, they got tasers because of me. They got body cameras because of me. They got a consent decree. Listen, I fought for all those things and I won them. Let me tell you something. Let's not get sidetracked by the social justice issues, because those are important issues. We must fight against police brutality, all those things, 100%. And to crack down on bad police in this country. Yes. Those are key issues, but we must not lose focus and not understand that this is an economic fight. Because if we do not have an economic fight, if we lose this economic war and we lose all of wealth and we become the poorest of the poor in this country, we definitely won't be receiving anything. And that is exactly what they want. So while we out here and we got different issues, whether it is police brutality and abortion, we're going on down the line on how they make us not focus on what needs to be focused on.
Yes.
Which is making sure that we have the ability to grow and thrive economically in this country. These other things, y'all know where we stand on this, but this is right here the issue. The racial wealth gap is the number one issue. The home ownership rate, how y'all redlining us, reparations. These are the issues we need to focus on. Don't let them sidetrack us on everything else.
Come on, brother. You cooking, man, because I get so frustrated too, because I'm like, y'all, we live in an entire society that's ran off of money, capitalism. Yes. So it's going to take that exact thing to fix what has happened to us.
It is.
Tonight, something very big is happening, the presidential debate.
Yeah,
and
I'm having a debate.
Me personally, man, yes. Personally, though, brother, I feel like that topic won't come up because it's always viewed as such a dirty word.
Yep.
Reparations when it comes for Black Americans, not for all Black people, but specifically for foundational Black Americans.
Yep.
Why do you think that's always treated as like this boogeyman thing? Because they don't want to do something solely just for Black people. Why is that always treated like reparations? Talk about that later.
Because we got to understand how they looked at us from the beginning. When Black folks were grabbed and brought over here to start slavery. Let's start there. Let's start at how they must have felt about us and how they viewed us to the point where they wanted to enslave us. Think about how they viewed us then. That's the same way they viewing us now. Don't think that's changed. They are of their ancestors. The people that speak out against this are of their ancestors who enslaved us. And their ancestors looked at us like the scum of the earth. And we were nothing, and we could be nothing but slaves. That's how they looked at us. All that they said was the one thing that they do have is they got some good physical genes, and we wanted to take those physical genes. But other than that, they are stupid. They can't read. You get what I'm saying? They had all of these different ways of how they view black people back then. They still view us that way. So if they view us that way, what makes you think they want to give us some money? That's why they always, every time you talk about reparations, what's the first thing they say? So y'all could just go spend it on money and on cars and music and they always got some way that we just gonna jag all our money.
And that's not true.
That's how they view us.
Yeah.
It's their mindset of how they see black people.
Yeah.
But when you walk anybody other ethnic group, Japanese, Jewish community, any other ethnic group, when they say reparations, to them, they like, well, yeah, we did do wrong to them. We need to get.
Yeah.
Why do y'all view them as people and y'all don't view us as humans? Y'all view them as humans, but don't believe that we deserve human rights. That's how they view us. When they look at black people, they don't see human rights because they don't see us as human. They still see us. What they say? 3/5?
3/5.
They still
That's
see
right.
us. They really see us as animals.
Yeah.
And because they see us as animals, they don't want to give anything to us. Yeah. And that's why we have to keep fighting. And we have to fight for the future, for our kids, kids, because they will always view us as animals until we show them that we are the best of the best. Because we are. Yeah. Listen, we ain't got to show them. It's proven.
They already know it. That's
it's
why
proven.
we're such a threat.
They can't get up one day and move around their whole day without using a black invention.